So I want to talk about using SMS messages in marketing automation. For me, this is one of the best tips that I could give any company or brand or individual who's doing marketing automation is to use SMS messaging in your sequences or your flows, whatever they're called in the CRM or automation system that you use. Um, I've personally got amazing results from incorporating SMS text messages into my automation. I'll typically send 2, 3 emails and then pop in a text message in amongst that, or I'll run campaigns where I'll send text messages, as part of a sort of batch of emails sent at the same time to individuals that just haven't engaged with emails, for example. I've done this quite a few times over the years and just absolutely love it and got phenomenal results with it. Um, the feedback that I always get often from people that I speak to about this is that they're really kind of like a little bit scared to do it. They feel that it's a bit sort of intrusive, evasive. People will kind of be a bit angry that you've sent them a text message. This is not my experience at all. I think this is 2025, right? I think that everybody's had smartphones for a while. Even kind of kids, older people are used to getting text messages now. Yeah, 5, 10 years ago when it was maybe more of a new thing, some people didn't really like it, but it's kind of par for the course. People actually, I think, realize that if they get a well-timed, relevant text message about something, especially if it's important, time-sensitive information, and they see it straight away, it pops up on their phone. I think 99.9% of people really appreciate that. They understand that if it's done well, it's a really valuable, useful tool that's being used to notify them of something important to them and relevant to them as quickly as possible. So, my experience is that you do not need to worry about sending pretty much anybody text messages. Probably not going to offend anybody, but the results can be phenomenal. I mean, I've got 80, 90% open rates for text messages. I've got 50, 60% click-through rates. Okay, often I've only sent it to 100, 200, 500, maybe 1,000 people, because I kind of, I've often used it to re-engage people who've maybe not engaged with 5, 10 emails that I've sent. But that kind of says it all. I've seen people respond almost instantly to a text message when I've sent them 10 emails over a month or two, and they've not opened or clicked or engaged with a single email. I've kind of lost them in terms of engagement completely. I'm getting nothing from them. I've sent them a text message which has cost me like 1p or something, and within some cases 60 seconds or a couple of minutes they've responded. They've actually asked me a question. They've started chatting to me, and the great thing is it comes up on my phone as the reply address, or the software that I'm using notifies me they've replied, and I can start pretty much a real-time conversation. They've got their phone there. It's basically like sort of texting back and forth almost instantly, and it can be amazing. I can move people through a buying cycle who've completely ignored me for 6 months sometimes. Within a couple of minutes, they're ready to buy. They've asked a couple of questions. They kind of trust me a little bit more. They know who I am, my name. I'm a real human being. It's a really powerful tool. So, that would almost be certainly one of my best tips, if not my number one tip at the moment, for getting better results from your marketing automation is incorporate text messaging into it. Yeah, it's going to cost you maybe 1p, maybe a little bit more or less, depending on what software you have and what country you're in, to send text messages. But the results, if you use it well, can be just mind-blowing, just off the charts. Like I say, 90% open rates, 50, 60% click-through rates, response rates, 50, 60% it's unheard of, even with email marketing, which is known for getting the most revenue, the most return of any channel. So yeah, use text messaging, try it, see how you get on, use it obviously well, maybe test it, send it to 100, 200, contacts that haven't engaged with you but you think might be ripe for a bit of sort of re-engagement. And I'm really confident that if you try it in the right way, the same as I was, you'll be pretty blown away by how effective it is. And a lot of people love getting text messages. They understand how it works. They know that they can reply and they'll probably get a response back, if they're asking a question really, really quickly. So people love using their phones now. Everybody has a smartphone. They love them. They love texting. They love getting messages, and having conversations on their phone. So it's a really great tool, and most decent automation systems, CRMs, will have text messaging either built in natively, or you can easily, quickly and cheaply get an add-on and just give it a try, and you'll probably see really good results with it.